and then I have to talk to him. Please let me stay here for a while. And I also have to get the corresponding things in exchange. This is just a transaction. I just need someone to protect me. Safe food and shelter. Wait until the blizzard is over. I'll draw the line with him. As long as no one knows. In the future, I will still be a famous star. There's a campaign. Can you let me stay here? A weak little woman like me. Very difficult. They can survive on their own in these harsh conditions, so I need a man to protect me. Don't worry, I won't bother you too long. I'll leave when the blizzard's over. There's only 2 of us who know this. Wait until the blizzard is over and leave. Not to mention, this long snowstorm has an end. Or not, whether the ice age is over. I thought the world would go back to the way it was. It will go back to the way it was before. If the world doesn't go back to the way it was, so what are the efforts? All these years have not been in vain. It doesn't matter if she's so determined. It also takes a lot less steps. Yes, I agree with you. Zhang Yi put down the glass of wine. Put your arm over your shoulder. But in my house, everyone has to listen to me. Here's the basic principle. I see. Zhang Yi quickly hugged Yang Mi, then locked her lips with a kiss. The towel slowly fell down. Bao begins to practice spelling. After the burning love. Translation from the space warehouse. Give me a new outfit. There are new clothes here. Take them and change them. Amazed, he looked without blinking his eyes. What power is this? It's just a little trickery. Zhang Yi turned away, and Yang Mi called back. Don't go away, I'm still not interested. No, I've got something to tell you. I'm hungry. Let's go to the living room. Just eating and talking. Move the scene to the dining table. Quickly sit at the table. The young man took it from his space warehouse. Lots of food and drinks. Eat, and talk. Whatever it is, let's be clear, to avoid trouble later. He quickly grabbed a hamburger and said, my house is also quite large. Raising one more woman doesn't count as much. I only have one request for you. That's listening. You're so smart, you know what I mean. Right, quick reply, I understand. In our entertainment world, this kind of thing is called the implicit rule. I can accept your request. But there are some rules. I also hope you can comply. Young man gives 2 hands out. Pretend you're okay and tell you to keep talking. First, my relationship with you. It's limited to blizzard times. If one day we break up, I hope you don't talk here. Even though I'm a public figure. If it's known what you and I used to do here, my future can only be hidden. Maybe. I won't talk easily. You and I used to do RA. Second, I will comply with your request. But there are a few moments. You can't resist me. Do what I don't want to do. Speaking of which, the honey's face is as red as a tomato. She continued. And you can't make outrageous demands. Unless you have my prior consent. Speaking of which, Yang Mi looked worried and sad. Young people quickly moved close to Yang Bile. You obviously came here looking for me. Don't show your dirty face all the time. Even if you have the opportunity, play together. Let's get what we want. It's like a popular little flower. I hope you can always speak well. At least I'll have some fun. And for you to say, this is a good thing, not a bad thing. When you hear this, you are afraid to bow. Then, she hugged Zhang Yi and persuaded the young man. You have to agree to my terms first. Don't worry. I don't have any perverted tastes. The next day I had to go out on a trip. Just wait quietly in the room. When will you come back? You don't have to worry, I'm just out to get people here. We'll be back soon. There's a lot of rich people and celebrities living here. That's right. This is the richest part of the city. Tianhai. The houses around here must be at least a few billion. Why do I have a friend who treats me so well? But he was deceived by an evil woman. We are in desperate need of comfort. I want to find a wife. He should ask you. Anyway, then your pulse in the lady circle is also quite wide. Yang Bai replied. Now the rich are dying quite a bit. There are also some ladies. Age is a little older. Your Kia friend won't notice. The translation continues. My friend Kia is almost 40. He likes a little mature woman. If this request is easy. You know America, right? American Sea. She is the childhood goddess of many Vietnamese. When the young man heard the name, he was delighted. Do you know if you can contact her now? So I'll talk to her for a second. While Yang was on the phone, then young people promote aesthetic Uncle translation. View. Now I think I've done a job for you. Find the best wife. A few days later, the ocean came to America. What my brother's friend told you. There she is, she has no opinion. Young people swinging in the space warehouse. Take out a pile of food and tell America. Hungry for a long time, right? This is what I've prepared for you. I understand, thank you. Zhang Yi asked the American Sea for sure. You understand everything, right? I know you're looking for a house, right? Very good. You're both smart. There are some things I don't need to say much about. It's just young people making threats. If only I knew. Someone said intelligence here. That person doesn't have to live anymore. Move the scene to another place from home. A bunch of people looking for something underneath the snow. It's here that we start digging. A large excavator is pushed to. People quickly built it up, and then you hook it up to the sleds that the dogs pull. All of you have a man who orders the dogs to run. The excavator is started. It drilled down into the thick snow. After breaking through the ice and snow, crashed as the cold water. The fish below rise. The man picked up a fish and announced, all right, we caught the fish. A young man came to me and asked me to tell him. It's so cold now. People in the city, are they all frozen to death? Uncle 2 replied, people in the city, they, normal to grow flowers color also do not know how to plant. It all depends on the farmers. As we feed. Now I'm afraid it's hard to get a full meal. I think they're almost dead soon. Fortunately, we are farmers. The weather is even harsher. Then we still have food. Healthy people are not afraid of not living. It's just that it's so cold, it's so cold. When can it be over? The young man looked away and jumped. I think I heard the sound of a motorcycle. Is the young man driving the motorcycle? From a distance on a snowmobile. Watch out for the people in front. Aesthetic translation, who fished them? That's it. To adapt to this kind of extreme weather. The woman in the back saw the dog and panicked, screaming for a dog. The sled dogs aggressively chase. Unexpected Truong-yi. There are people outside. Can adapt the type of weather pole welding. This person is definitely targeting the sled. Young swinger tells the girl behind. Hold on to me. Speed up. The dogs are very aggressive, but making Sao run faster than Zhang Yi's car. Even if it's very close. The man called Uncle to Kia. Handle on BA nails. Prepare to throw it straight in. The Great Plague. Stand back for me. Just finished. The BA nail was thrown straight to. Fortunately, it only passed through Zhang Yi's neck. The young man's blood boils for an hour, arguing with his aunt. Startled by the BA nail, so the epidemic lost control. The car that ran over the girl behind fell into the snow. The epidemic is extremely panicked. I can't do anything else but stop the car. Kia Lam with 3 nails in hand. Tiger goes to. Straight-face Truong-yi. Leave the car and the woman and leave. Dogs also support their owners, with cold eyes. Long and loose teeth. The young man quickly pulled out his gun. 6 in the RA space warehouse. Green beans, vegetables, your vehicle. Dare to steal too. You're risking your lives. The young man pretended to soften his voice. You guys are hitchhiking. I don't want to cause trouble. Don't seek your own death. Those who saw the guns dropped their weapons. The doctor asked if he could give in. Uncle 2's name shows Zhang Yi's very good items. Then ask. Where did your brother get the car and the gun? The young man replied coldly with 2 words. The aesthetic suburban guys. Snowmobiles are a means of transport premium. Much more useful than a snowmobile dog. It's so beautiful and famous. A man spoke to Zhang Yi. My brother, this is the area of our village from the east. You can come over if you want, but we have to charge a toll. The car and the woman, you have to leave something behind. Hearing this, the young man yelled back with boiling blood. Have you seen the gun in my hand? Kia also risked more blood than brain blood to respond. We have 4 people and 8 dogs. How many bullets are in your gun? And then he kept raising his voice and telling the women and the car to stay. We can spare you a way of life. If not, just try it. That's what I hear. Just like this, their people will come here, quickly. Until then, even if I can escape. But she'll be ripped apart by Kia's mad dogs. Young people translate. Go on, take out another gun. 6 here, are you forcing me, rumbling. A series of shots were fired by young men. One was shot through an apple. This guy actually shot. Uncle 2 ordered the mad dogs to come. 4 crazy blood dogs rushed in. The young man had rehearsal last time. When someone attacks you with a promise, so very calmly stand in place. It is now. The young man translated. It's about to open up the space warehouse. To put all the dogs in there. Dimensional door. Crazy dogs just opened their mouths and rushed in. Zhang Yi opened the space warehouse. They quickly stood still. Can't move inside the space warehouse. Then the young man and the Kia girl got on the sleigh. Run away quickly. The young man who's driving the space car is thinking, it's too dangerous. If you get bitten, it's a big problem. The outsiders only know. You're standing there and you don't understand me. The young man glanced at the back. The sled dog Snow Kia, after being sucked into space, will soon die of lack of oxygen. Or experiment. Watch the time flow of space and the outside world. What's the difference? The 2000 bodies sighed. Tell the young man next door. I've told you before. I met someone with unknown background. You can't rush out. This time it was over and dragged myself in. The young man looked at the dog. Where did the dog go? Then he turned his head. I looked back without seeing a dog. It's not true. It's weird. Dogs are raised in the village. Definitely won't run around. Now a new guy suspects that there's something strange. That person is very problematic. He's got a sleigh on him and a gun. Certainly not a normal person. Uncle 2 is angry. No matter what. It can't be ignored. For the village killer from east of us, this can't end like this. Then he looked around and thought. This is a bit bizarre. Maybe that person too have a superhuman bravery like spring lightning. You should go back to the village chief. Moving to a castle. In my eyes, there's a closet with your model. Cute hot. The spring thunder is singing ha 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 ha. He his wife. Suddenly, a crowd of people came in. Spring has happened. The old man looked at the scene inside the room. You're all such adults already. Not afraid of losing face. The spring thunder was lying on the bed wrapped in a blanket and answered. This is my hobby. He runs SAO. You have a nose to say this. I said I'll introduce you. Our village has so many beautiful girls. It's not up to you to choose. What's interesting about BAD? I don't care. After a while, I sat up and asked. Mr. BA, what's wrong with you? The ocean, you tell him. The name of the sea. We're out fishing today. There are 4 young people in our village, killed by someone else. The name Spring was very surprising. There's a dead man, and suddenly there's a dead man. Not. The surrounding villages have all been dealt with. Here's the thing. This time it's not from our family. It's a man on the other side of the river. That person is very beneficial. For people plus 8 dogs, and he's still dealing with it in a couple of shots. Afraid of later, there will be a threat to the safety of our village. Spring is not the same as you. It has extraordinary power.